Hello everyone and welcome to my Flosstube channel. So I am Zoe and this is Coco and this is Coco Creates. So this is my January recap video. So I've got some whips to show you, a new start, and I got out my Whipopoly board. So I did like a little vlog style, like little snippets of that. So I will add those in as well. So let's get into it. So I did quite a few little different projects this month. I worked on 1, 2, 3, 7 different things. Okay, it wasn't quite a few, but I worked on them. Oh, what's the word? Like sporadically, you know. So I didn't do like a whole week on one thing. I kept like swapping between them. So actually, it felt like I worked on more things than I actually did. But yeah, 7 projects. I did achieve all my goals this month. So I had set myself 4 goals. So the first one was my Whip Go. So Whip Go is the brainchild of Jessie Marie over at Jessie Marie Does Stuff. And this year I decided to sort of cut back on my goals to make them a lot more accessible, but sort of to still make sure that I was achieving an end of year goal with that project. Then my second goal was my stockings. So this is my wooden creature stocking from Stony Creek that I would like to get finished to use it for Christmas this year, so the end of the year. And the last piece I had on goal was actually my new start. So I am joining the Country Cottage Needlework Sal, their Christmas market, Christmas European market Sal. So I want to get the first piece of that done. So there's 11 pieces of that, because the first piece, I'll see if I can pop in a picture of it. The first piece is like the size of 2 of the bits. I'm not really making much sense here. I probably should have like scripted myself before I came on, but I did not do that. So yeah, the first piece was like double the size, but I thought, well, that gives me 11 months. And if I can keep on track, I should have the last piece finished in November, meaning that I can then have it fully finished for Christmas. So that was my 3rd goal. And then my 4th goal was to keep me on track for my stitchy goal for the year. So I want to get to 200,000 stitches this year. So it meant doing 17,000 each month, and I reached that as well. So those are my 4 goals, all complete, and let's have a look at what I actually did. So my first piece I will put in photos, because this is my Amazing Animal Kingdom piece, and this is the piece that I'm using for my Whip Go board. So I'll pop in a photo of my Whip Go board as well. So the first months, so January's first 2 numbers called were 2 and 7, which I've allocated a number of stitches to each number on the board. So, and then I add those 2 numbers together, and that's the total number of stitches I will work on this project that month. So this month it was 3,600 was the total. And yeah, so hopefully I'll put in a photo of where I started as well. And here is a picture of where I finished my 3,600. I think we did lots of butts in this stripe. So sort of the last stripe that I did, so I'm going in 20 stitch diagonals, sort of up and then down, like ziggy-zagging up the thing. And the last stripe I did, I had lots of feet. So, you know, I think I had the feet of a penguin, and there was the feet of the eagle, and the feet of a meerkat, and the feet of an ostrich, and the feet of a wolf. And, you know, there was lots of feet as we went up. And this time coming back down, we've basically got the bums of all of those creatures. So I've sort of done a meerkat butt, I've done a wolf butt, I've done a pheasant butt, I've done, you know, some more of the bear's bum, I've done like as we're coming down. So yeah, we've got lots of butts this time. So hopefully on the next stripe, I'll actually have, you know, maybe some heads, maybe just rest of bodies, maybe some heads of some animals. You know, it might be a bit nicer on the next stripe. But anyway, so that was this month's go. The numbers have already been drawn for February, and the numbers that were drawn were 5 and 22, I believe, which for me are actually both quite low numbers. So add those two together and it only comes to 1,500 for February, which is quite nice because February is a shorter month, so at least it's a shorter goal. But yeah, so I won't get too much more progress than in February, but it will be, you know, carrying on. So hopefully we can finish the eagle and we might reach the penguin. I mean, I don't think I'll get more of the penguin done, so it'll probably just be like a penguin bum. But you know, hopefully we'll get there. So, but that was my Amazing Animal Kingdom, and this is an Amy Stewart design, and it's charted by Heber and Earth Designs. Right, so then my next goal, where are we, that I worked on. So how I structured my month is I kind of wanted to get all my goals done, and then once they were done I would then go on to my Whippopoly board, but I wanted to make sure that my goal pieces were all finished before I started working on other non-goal pieces, if that makes sense. So the next one that I worked on was my my stocking. Where is that? Have I got that here? I don't think so. No, see, I knew I'd forget to pick something up, so let me go get that. Okay, so I've got these two projects. So this is the stocking, and it's a Stony Creek collection. The chart is one of these booklets, and it's called Christmas in the Woods, and this is the stocking that I'm doing here. And I'm starting at the bottom and just working my way up. So my goal is to do, it's 240-ish stitches high. So my goal is to do like a 20 stitch-ish stripe every month for 12 months, and then that should get me complete. Obviously there is some like empty space in between here, like in all these branches, so, and then this is quite full coverage up here. So I know some months those two stripes will have more stitching in than others, but that's kind of the goal I'm trying to maintain with. And I did start this back in December at the end of the year, so I've sort of tried to get up to four stripes to stay on track. And this month I put in where am I? What am I looking for? Stocking. So 1,318 stitches. Let's try and get myself organised. And we have completely finished our little raccoon. I've added in the back stitch as well. So that was one thing I was changing about this with the back stitch. So this is the raccoon that I've done here. So I haven't done in these branches, but that would have been where the 40, you know, where the where the line of my stitches would have been. So I've just not filled in these branches yet. But I did go over my line a bit with this bit, so it kind of made up for it there. But yeah, one thing I am changing is with the back stitch. So I don't know if you can tell, but the back stitch here is very sort of zigzaggy. So it's very, you know, you go around each individual square instead of kind of just doing a diagonal line. And I'm not quite as keen on that effect. So I have sort of tried to, I don't know if you can sort of see my back stitch lines, but I have sort of tried to smooth where they go, like do diagonal lines where it would make sense to have diagonal lines, instead of, you know, just outlining each individual square as I go along. But yes, so that's the raccoon done. It's in the end of the log. And yes, so this fabric is a 28 count. I think it's a 28 count. Yeah, it looks 28. Piece from Megan, Coffee Craft Designs. And it will take up the majority of the whole piece. I have budgeted to start it in the middle. But yeah, I mean, I will have, you know, probably sort of, what, 4 inches at the bottom and 4 inches at the top that I'll cut off. but I wanted there to be plenty to then finish it into the stocking, because I've never finished a cross stitch piece like that, and I don't know how much seam I'm going to need. So I just thought I would start in the middle there. But yes, it is an opal piece, so you can sort of see the sparkle in it, because some of the fabric will shine through. You know, the chart uses a lot of negative space, so I wanted the fabric to match quite nicely. So there is that one. And then my other gold piece is, oh, let's try and get this out, is the Christmas market, and this was the first month's piece. So going forward, each chart will be like half of that. So they're all going to be, you know, quite small, quite doable. But yeah, so this is the one that goes in the centre, and I'm using all the called for classic colour works, apart from the white. I think it calls for bamboo. Is it bamboo? Yeah, and I've just bought a regular white floss for that. I wasn't going to, you know, buy 4 skeins of, I think it uses 4 skeins of the bamboo, when really it does just show up as white for snow. Yeah, I wasn't going to spend that. So, but anyway, here we go. So you can just about see all the snowflakes. They do shine up better in person. The light I've got on at the minute is kind of washing them out a little bit. But yeah, so that's the border, the banner, sorry, done. But yeah, my 2 little people. So I think I did French knots for the eyes, and I think it called for crosses. Oh no, it did call for French knots, never mind. Oh no, the only thing I missed out on the chart, it has got her this one having like 2 crosses of like a pink, as if she was wearing blusher or something. But her face was only 5 stitches wide, so when you took out like 2 stitches for that, it just looked really odd. So I just elected to have her not having bright pink cheeks, cold cheeks or whatever, so she's just got you know, whole skin coloured face. But yeah, so there we go. And this is a piece of 40 count, so I'm doing it 1 strand over 2. And again, it's from Megan, so she set it up as the sal. So the piece of fabric is the right size for what you'll need, and she sends you the thread that you'll need and whatnot. So yeah, it's going to be quite a cute small piece. Yes, so on track with that, and that was how many stitches? 3,674 stitches. So so obviously going forward, with each piece only being kind of 1/2 the size of that, then in theory the number of stitches would be 1/2 as well. I don't think it'd be quite 1/2, so maybe 2,000-ish stitches for each one, but you know, still an acceptable goal to have. So they were my 3 gold pieces that I had done, and then after that I got out my We're Properly Bored. Now I did take some kind of vlog style videos of that as I was going through the month, so I don't remember exactly what I said on the videos, but I am going to put them in here, and like in editing I will edit them in here. So yeah, hopefully it'll make sense what I said. Hopefully I was paying attention when I recorded the videos and they all flow together and they all make a bit of sense. But anyway, so I will let you go watch those now, and then it'll come back to me and I'll show you what I did at the end of the month. Welcome everyone to my new We're Properly Bored. So we're all sorted, and we're going to have my first roll of the year, and we're going to try not to drop the dice like I did last time. So 7. Oh, so let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so our first roll was a chance. Let me get my cards out. So I'm using the same sort of card stacks that I had for last year. So here's my stack of chance cards, and okay, right, go to jail. Okay, go straight to jail. We don't seem to be having much luck for the start of this year. So I am in jail, and the last project that I was working on before I did this role was, oh, I can't show you that because that's the pattern. I'll show you the picture. Was my monthly goal for the Christmas market. So let me try and pull the pattern off the chart, and I can show you what I've got. Oh, there we go. And ignore the all the parked threads. But yes, so we just finished this sign and started to come down the sort of sides here, and I'm just doing the white border at the bottom, so the snow at the bottom there. Oh, let's try and get it not shiny. There we go. So yeah, so I'm in jail now, so I'll be working on this for 700 stitches, and then we can see if we can roll a double to get out of jail. And we see where we are. Oh, we can just see the white. So 700 stitches, and I will see you soon. Okay, so we're back again tonight, and I've just finished my 700 stitches. So as you can see, I finished this border along here with all those white stitches, and then sort of went and filled in all my parked, you know, threads. So finished the flowers and the little, I don't know, sort of sprigs, and then I started filling in the brown. So we're doing the plant pots here, pair of legs and the plant pots, but that was my 700 done. So now we're going to see if I can roll a double and get myself out of jail or not. So how lucky do I feel? Oh, no. So that's a 5, so that'll be 500 more stitches in this before I can try again. So back again, everyone, and we have done 500 more stitches. So I managed to stitch these trees. So these two are complete, and I've just started on these two over here. And we're going to try again to get out of jail. So this is my second row. It did occur to me that I'm not sure if other people play, if this is the real rules, or if other people play it like this. But how my family play this is, yeah, if you get in jail, you get 3 goes at rolling a double to get out, and you have to roll a double to get out of jail. So that's how I'm playing this. But yeah, it occurred to me that they may not be the, like, you know, sort of like quote unquote like real rules. But yeah, that's how I'm doing it. So anyway, our second roll, 8. Okay, so that is obviously not a double. So 800 more stitches I'm going to have to do in this one. One thing I did wonder is, obviously, if I this is quite a small piece because it's only the first part of this chart. So now I have like this stitch, so these trees to do and the little people, and there is a few sort of snowflakes around. But like, if I finish it before I've done all my stitches, I didn't plan for what else I would stitch on. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if there's 800 stitches left to do. I mean, hopefully there is. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do after that. I mean, I suppose you guys will know in about a minute, because that's how, you know, videos work. But yeah, I'm going to have a think of what I'm going to stitch on after this if I'm still in jail. So yeah, wish me luck. And like I say, get one more go at rolling a double. And if I don't roll a double on that third go, by default you do get out of jail on the third go, but I will still have to work that roll before I'm allowed to then roll and start moving to pick a new project. But yeah, so 800 stitches on this, or as close as I can get to getting it finished, and I will see you soon. But yes, thank you. Hello, and welcome back to my third attempt at getting out of jail. So here is my stitching from yesterday. I actually managed to finish this piece. I don't know, you can just about see with the light, I also call them sunflowers then, the snowflakes. But yeah, you can just about see all the snowflakes. And yeah, I finished this one yesterday. I did 757 stitches to finish this one. So I almost made the 800, but I'm finished, so I couldn't like do the other 50. So I will be putting those other 50, 47, 57. Anyway, the spare stitches will go into the next roll on what I'm working on. But yes, so this is all finished and ready for part number 2, which I should have ready to start in February. So yes, but there we go. And so this is my third roll, so my last attempt at getting out of jail, and see if I can get a double this time. No, still no. So that is a 7. So that would be 700 stitches that I need to put into a project, and it was my last attempt at getting out of jail, so I'm technically coming out of jail now, but I do need to work on a project because I have to put those 700 and the 50-ish into something. Now, the project that I was working on before the Christmas market was my Animal Kingdom, but I'm not picking that one back out because that's my regular monthly goal. So the one before that was this one. So this, trying to get the light on it. This is the Christmas in the Woods from Stony Creek, and I'm doing the stocking. This is another piece that I'm hoping to have done this year, sort of ready for Christmas. And yeah, I'm starting at the bottom and working my way up. So this, let's get my threads out of the way. So this is where I got to. And yeah, so you can see just the outline of the raccoon's face there. But yeah, so this will be what I'm picking up to do my jail stitching in. Yeah, so 750 stitches in this one, and then we can finally have a real roll and move out of jail onto an actual project. So yeah, so I will see you all soon. Hello again, and we are back. It is now Saturday night, and I have finished my 750 stitches on the stocking. I've almost finished this kind of little hollow that the raccoon lives in. But yes, so that's that one. And bonus, we are finally out of jail, so I can actually have a proper roll and see where I land, and hopefully I will land on an actual project. So let's see. Oh wow. Oh, now I get a double. Okay. Oh, that is terrible. Okay, 6. Right. Oops. Right, where are we going? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm an even number, so that's 6. So community chest. So let's grab my cards. Okay, so got my community chest cards, and just pick one. So what's this say? Reverse. So move backwards on my next roll. So let's see what I can roll next. Okay, that is a 5. So we're going to move backwards. So 1, and it's an odd, so we stay on the same. 2, 3, 4, 5. So Enchantress of the Abyss. That is my Bella Filipina chart. So let's go and grab that. Okay, so this is Enchantress of the Abyss, and I have made a start on hair. I've started in the middle with the hair here. I did upload this one into Pattern Keeper. It's a paper chart. I scanned the paper chart in. But yeah, and this is where we are to start with. Ooh. So yeah, just working on the hair in the middle. So yeah, we'll just be filling in some more of this. But yeah, so we've got, I rolled a 6 and a 5, so that is 11. So I'll be doing 1100 stitches in this, or 1100. But yes, so I will see you again soon. Morning everyone. So we are back on Tuesday morning, and I have finished my 1100 stitches in Enchantress of the Abyss. So apart from all the beads now, I have finished all her hair, and I've just about finished like part of a headdress thing. So there's a bit of back stitch and then some more things that kind of stick out in the middle here that I haven't done. But yeah, that was 1154 stitches. Yeah, and also found a couple of maybe pattern errors or just things that hadn't been considered. So like up here, where this purple is, one of these stitches was supposed to be the other Karen Water Lilies, which is a variegated thread, but it was just one cross, and there's like nothing else around here. There's some of those colours in the bits that hang over here, but yeah, there was just one stitch there, so I elected not to do that, and I just used the other colour to fill the space there. And then there's charted to be one of these green stitches, this light green colour, like right here in the middle of her forehead, which I don't think should be there. It's also not on the mock-up, like the picture on the front of the card, but obviously that's not a stitched picture, that's just a mock-up. And she doesn't have a green dot in the middle of her forehead on there either. So I've jotted on the pattern so that I know when I come to the skin, just to do that skin colour and not like green. So but yeah, and then all these holes here are just for beads, but because I'll be stitching this sort of on a Q-snap and moving it around, I won't do the beads until the end. So yeah, so her hair is all finished now, so I'll be popping that one away, and let's see where we get to next. So where am I? Where's my thing? Oh, it's up in that corner. Okie dokie. So that's another 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's an even number, so we come up here, 5, 6. Oh, so that is my Turkish Angora, which is my small full coverage by DMC. So I will grab that. There we go. So that is this piece. So yeah, it's DMC kit. I had started up here and was working in Royal Rose across the top. And where had I got to? Whoops, let's not stick all the magnets together. There we go. So I had gotten sort of across the top of her head. Oh, let's try and work out. So I think I'm just on this purple blob here. So 600 should definitely get me to this corner. So I'll be going all the way along to the corner, and then hopefully back here and do my next stripe. But yeah, so there we go. So I will put in 600 stitches. So I will see you soon. Right, so it's Tuesday afternoon and we are back. I've just finished my 600 stitches. So yeah, managed to finish all the way along to the end down. It's just the top of her other ear, and then I came down and started this stripe here. Not stripe, you know, 2x10 block, sort of there. So yeah, so that was my 600 stitches done. So I'm just about to go get sorted for dinner, but shall we see what I'm going to be working on tonight? Okay, so I got my board back out. double 3 again. Now I'm getting all the doubles. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's community chest again. Okay, so got my community chest cards back out because we just had one of these on the last roll. So our next card is Tiller in your favour, reduce next whip by 200 stitches. Okie dokie, so pop that at the bottom of the pile. And we'll do our next roll. So we've got 6 there already, but since we're reducing it by 2, that's a 4. So let's see. Oh. Let's try that. So that is then 7. So that's 1. Whoops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, and we've landed on go. So that means we take another 200 stitches off. So, oh gosh, lots of maths this time. So that would have been 11, but we take 2 off to get to 900. And let's roll once more to hopefully land on a project. What's that, 8? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's an even. 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we get our chance cards out. And what have we got? Advance to the nearest utility. Okay, so that'll be a utility station. Oh, so just 1 square to advance there. So that one is to work on my highest percentage complete whip, which is at the minute my mini tea time, which is good because I have a goal to get that one finished this year. And we're adding that roll, which is 8, to our previous 2 rolls, which puts us up to 1,700 stitches. So yeah, quite a big chunk to put into this next project. But yes, I will get that out after dinner and show you where we're starting. And here's where we're starting off with mini tea time. So I've only got that top row finished so far. So I suppose I'll pop that corner in over there and then start one of the motifs on the next one down. So with 1,700 stitches, hopefully I'll get whatever one I pick finished as well. And that'll be one step closer to getting this done this year. So yes. So I will see you in probably slightly longer than a few hours. But yes, see you soon. Okay, so that was my Repopoly. And yes, my last roll was a big one. So it was 1,700 stitches. So I rolled, when I added it all up, it was 17. And it was on this piece. And I really did struggle getting that number of stitches into this piece. Now, once I got it out, I knew exactly why. Like, that's not a surprise that I struggled on this. But I got my 1,700. I did 1,704 stitches. So yes, so you can tell I literally just got to my goal and was like, that's it, I'm done, stop. Like, I didn't do any extra. I was very much done. But yeah, and it took me, I stitched on this for 6 days. So what's that, an average just over 200 stitches per day. I mean, my Animal Kingdom piece, one day I stitched 1,500 stitches on that. So you can see I was a lot slower on this one. But I did my 1,700, I stuck to my goal, I did what I was promised I would do, and here is my 1,700 stitches in that. So I had not done any of that or that. So I did this section here, which is just to match this one over here. I didn't add the banner in because when I was looking at it, I wasn't 100% sure I wanted the banner on, but now I'm looking at it, I do think it needs the banner. So I will be putting the banner in at some point. So, but then I came down to this middle row and we've got a coffee machine, or a coffee grinder, sorry, here. And it does say, I don't know if you can see, it does say coffee there, very small, and some utensils. So knife, I would say knife, fork and spoon. Nearly dropped that. But this kind of looks more like a cake server than a knife So and then we were just over here, so this is a loaf of bread and a jar of jam, and we just started on the lid of the jam there. So and then I got to my 17 and I was like, yeah, that's it, done, all done. Now this is came as a kit, and it is 14 count Ada. I don't even know if you can hear it as I'm moving it around, because I can hear it. It's so loud, because this Ada is so stiff. Like, I don't know where the speaker is on there. If that was too obnoxious, I would have edited it out, don't worry. But it's so loud because it's so stiff. Like, it's almost like stand it up on its end kind of stiff. And I really struggled. If you've been with me for a while, you may remember that last year my 3 Baby Dragons piece was also on Ada, and it was on a really stiff Ada, and I had so much trouble with it that I shoved it in a pan and I boiled it on the stove for about an hour to try and get the sizing out of it. And that did work, and it's fine. It's fine. Would I recommend doing that with literally any other project? Probably not, because the only reason I did that, I was very aware that that could have completely destroyed the piece, but I was also at the stage of I no longer cared if that piece got destroyed, because I was not going to be able to continue stitching on it as it was. So I was either going to destroy it or have to throw it in the bin. So either way, so it was either going to work and it would be great, or it wasn't going to work and I would be discarding it anyway. So I wouldn't recommend doing that on any other project that you've already started stitching on, unless you're happy to throw it in the bin. Just for anyone that doesn't know, sizing is a name for like the starch that they use in fabrics to make them very stiff. You can normally tell if a piece has sizing in, one, because it feels very stiff, but also two, if you look at some of the holes in the Ada where you're supposed to be pushing your needle through, you can see there's like almost like a film covering that hole, where obviously the sizing as it's set has kind of set into like a bit of cellophane almost, that you then would have to pierce with the needle, and that does make piercing with the needle very stiff, because you're having to pierce that hole every time you go to do a stitch. So it means that you have to really grip the needle, and me with my really bad sort of pincer grip is why I struggle and why it's very slow for me. But because of how small this piece is, I have elected just to suck it up and keep going with this piece. So I will be getting this one finished. This is my oldest whip. This will be getting finished this year. My goal is to have it done by the end of August, which will be its 10th anniversary. But definitely this year. So I've worked on it quite a bit this month. I am going to keep this one out to try and do little bits each month. In fact, I might take this downstairs, and then I can stitch on it sort of in the evenings if I'm ever watching anything on the telly, or whatever, to do a little bit of stitching after dinner on it. Because I think a little bit here and there I can probably do without too much causing too much pain in my hand. So, I mean, I know some people did the do like a one strand a day or 30 minutes a day on a project, sort of thing. Whether I'll do exactly 1 strand a day is neither here nor there, but that kind of effect of trying to work on it a little bit at a time, at least a couple of times a week to do a little piece here and there, and get it done. And then obviously it is on my we're properly board still, and it may come up for other goals throughout the year, in addition to those little bits. But yes, so there we go. So getting there, nearly done. And also, she won't forgive me if I don't mention this, because let me get the oh, I don't have the cover photo. Let me insert a cover photo here. So on the bottom row, now all of this is kind of afternoon tea time effects. On the bottom row, there is a jar of milk and some tomatoes. And try as I might, I just can't get my head around why we would have milk and tomatoes in like an afternoon tea. We've got coffee, we've got cake, we've got tea, we've got bread and jam, I don't get the tomatoes. I just don't get it. Like if you have tomatoes in your afternoon tea, cool, that is great for you. But I just don't. I don't understand where that come from. Obviously, Soda Stitch is, they're not British designers, so it may be a very regional thing, and it makes perfect sense to wherever they're from. But I just don't get it. And I've been thinking about changing it. I'm like, well, I could change it. I could like put another jar and have like a jar of honey there. I'm like, could do things. But I was speaking with Jenna, Red-Headed Stitcher. It was on video call and I was going through this with her and I was like, I don't know what to do. And she was like, well, tomatoes are like red and round and strawberries are also kind of like red and round. So why don't you swap them into strawberries? And I thought, well, actually, I mean, I know traditional strawberries are shaped like the sort of the you know, like hearts as opposed to rounds, but strawberries never look like that. So yeah, so I should be able to, I might change the colour up and make them a little bit more add more of this pink colour in instead of the red, because the tomatoes were very bright red. So do like the reds but also a little bit of the pink, so a bit pinker. And then do they have the little yellow flecks, the little black seeds? So put the little seeds on them. And obviously they've got the green tops, which strawberries also have green tops. So that would just make them look like strawberries. So I'm hoping I can make them into strawberries instead of tomatoes. And then that will go much better. So yes. So, and that was Jen's idea. Thank you very much. But yes. But I have to do my loaf of bread first before I get to the... So I have time to think about exactly how I'm going to be changing that over. But yes. So that was that piece done. Oh. Something in my eye. Right. And then what else did we pick out? It's quite discerning now because I know I worked on stuff, but I know I've also shown you that in those little snappy videos, vlog style videos. So what else did I pick up? Ah yes, this one I picked up in the last few days of the month. I don't think I did anything else, did I? No, it's just this one. So yeah, last few days of the month I wanted something nice and easy to work on after I'd done the mini tea time. So I don't think I finished that until, yeah, I was still working on that this week. So when did I finish it? Thursday? Yes, it took me, 6 stitching days, and then I didn't stitch on the weekend much. But anyway, so I wanted something nice and easy. So this is using a piece of, is it linen or even weave? One or the other, 40 count from Megan. So this is a really nice, easy piece to stitch on. Easy as in, I don't have to grip the needle too hard. It sort of goes through the fabric nice and easy, is what I mean. Not easy as in it's a simple pattern, if that makes sense. But anyway, I picked up this. So me and my mum are doing the Fabulous House set. So we bought the whole series of the 13s. This was the bonus one. And get them in between us, we're doing them. So I picked this one up to do first. Partly because I quite like the Tudors, but also because the lovely Alison gifted me the specialty thread for this. So each one of these houses uses one or two specialty threads. I think it's just one. And this one was Garden Gate. Now there was a massive issue getting Garden Gate here at the time that I was kitting it up. I don't know whether that issue has been resolved and it's easier to find now, but at the time it wasn't. So yes, the lovely Alison gifted me one of hers, or it was sort of half, she'd used some of it, but it was the rest of it. So I managed to use that for this one. And yeah, so I put in across the whole month, I actually put in, oh wow, that's a lot. I put in 5,985 stitches. So I'm like 15 stitches short of 6,000 in this. And here is where I got to. So where are we? I haven't got my board to hold things up. I'm not quite that organised. I do apologise. Here we go. So we have finished our horse down here and our reindeer. I'll call it a reindeer. over there. I don't know if it's a reindeer, but it's, you know, it looks like a reindeer and a horse. We've done our cobbles. I've almost finished the wall. I just need to put in the mortar for the wall. And then we're coming up to the roof. And then I think I've just got the roof and then the 2 plants to do. So, I mean, there's still a lot of stitching. It's not like just the roof. But yeah, that's up there. So this one, if I get time towards the end of February, will be coming out again to be worked on. This one's quite a nice, easy piece. It's quite geometric, to be fair, and quite sort of symmetrical. So these, like even these leaves, you can see they're sort of symmetrical to each other. These ones kind of less symmetrical, but still, you know, and this is very geometric up here. So yeah, so it is a nice pattern to do. So I'm doing this over 2 on the 40 count and using 1 strand. So the garden gate is this dark, oh, when I get it up, is this dark sort of that makes the wooden beams, and then the rest is just in raw broderie using the numbers as called for. But yeah, so yeah, really enjoying this piece. This fabric again is from Megan. I basically asked her and said, we were going to do this chart, we were going to do it all individually. Can I have a dozen pieces of fabric that kind of look like they go, you know, kind of this grey colour that will go with them all? And yeah, so let's have those. But yeah, but you can see how like if I just like hold, like how flippy floppy this fabric is compared to so yeah, so that's why I struggle with fabric like that. I've got a feeling that's probably my only piece of fabric. I think, yeah, I think I do have another piece of fabric on Ada, but it is a from a DMC kit and it doesn't have sizing in. It just has a real light coat of starch, but there's no sizing on it. I think after that, I think I've really, all of my fabric is either linen or an even weave. So I do tend to stay clear of the Ada now. Even if I get a kit with Ada in, I'm sort of tend to swap the Ada out for something else. And it's just because of that issue. The only thing I have against Ada is the fact that it hurts my hand. Like, that is it. You know, if it didn't hurt, I would just use the Ada, but it does, so that's it. But anyway, so that was my last one to work on. So they are the Cottage Garden Samplings Fabulous House series. Oh yes, and that was what I was saying. So my mum is doing the tree house at the minute and I'm doing this one. And there was quite a few that like both of us really wanted to stitch. There were some of us, it was like, well, it's quite nice, but like, I'm happy if you want to stitch that one or whatever. But there were a few that's like, no, I want to stitch that one. And mum was also, no, actually, I want to stitch that one too. So there was definitely a few that we disagreed on. So we decided that we would each start one, and whoever finished their one first got to pick the next one they started. And that's how we were going to do it. So yeah, so it was going to be like a first dibs. So whoever finishes one first gets to pick the next. And we figured that was the fairest way to do it. So that's why I'm trying to hurry up and finish that one, so that I can pick first. But yes, so that was all my goals. 1, 2, 3. I think there's only 3 days that I didn't stitch this month. No, 4. 4 days that I didn't stitch this month. I even got some stickers out. I decided to put some stickers on this month as well. I did try and coordinate my stickers with some of the projects that I was working on. Some Animal Kingdom. I did work on a bear, so we had a bear. My stocking has a deer on it, so we've got a deer over here. We've got some afternoon tea and cake and jam and strawberries for that one. And then that was just some more stickers that I put in the corner, because I needed something for the corner but didn't really have anything that would go with my other projects that I worked on. So I was like, oh, they're quite pretty, they go together, we'll have those. But yeah, I did think about trying to coordinate with the projects that I'd worked on. If I had, you know, I don't have an infinite supply of stickers, so it was like, if I had them, I did. But yes, Actually, you know what, I lied. They're raspberries. They're not even strawberries, they're raspberries. But still, you know. So going into next month, I've got my 4 goals, sorry. 3 project goals, and then my stitching goal. I can't even remember if I said at the start of this video. So my stitching goal for each month is 17,000 stitches. Give or take, that times 12 adds up to the 200,000. But this month I did 18,088. So I did go a bit over my goal this month, which is okay. Because I know February I tend to struggle a lot. Through keeping a record of like all my stitches and keeping sort of a journal over the last few years, I have noticed a pattern of February always being a really rough month. For me, everything tends to slow down a lot. It just can be really a struggle. So it has been nice having that record of it, because now I'm like, if I do struggle in February, I know that it's just the time of year and I can just get through it and it's fine, as opposed to thinking, oh, something's wrong that I need to fix. It's like, no, it's just February. Like, it's like we can plan for this and we can, March will be fine and we can crack on, sort of thing. It's, you know, it's kind of less worrying, I suppose would be the phrase. I don't really know how to word it. You know what I mean. But anyway, so yeah, so I thought, well, I did go over my stitches with January, so if I don't make my goal of 17,000 in February, I'm not really that worried, because I know I can do more than that in a month. You know, on a 31-day month, I can do more than 17. So if on a 28-day month I can't, then that's no biggie. If that made sense. But yeah, so obviously I will still have that goal of 17,000 to reach, but I won't be stressing too much about it. My other 3 goals that I do want to hit are my Animal Kingdom whip go, but I only have 1,500 to do on that, so it's quite a small goal. I might even try and see if I can get that done in one day. So I might set sort of, you know, one full day that I can spend stitching and try and do that and see if I can do 1,500 in one go again, because I did that this month in one day. Let's do it again. I have 2 more, like, you know, blocks, so another 20 stitch chunk of my stocking to do. What will we get in the next? Let's have a look. What comes next? Oh, we've got some birds. So these little birds, they're like blue tits, grey tits. They look like blue tits, but they don't have any blue on them. So a grey tits, the grey and yellow. I don't know. Anyway, so we'll probably get to those birds, and we might make it onto the lantern. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, but we'll definitely get the birds in for that. So that'll be this month's goal on the stocking. I should be getting the next piece of my Christmas market delivered. Again, that's coming as a sale, so it'll get delivered each month when they come. I know there was a bit of a shipping issue sort of over Christmas. A few things got stuck, so it'll turn up. I'm not overly bothered. Like, I know it's coming and I know it will be here. I will work on it when it gets here. You know, I'm not going to start stressing about it, because ultimately there's nothing I can do about it. I can be really upset that it's stuck in the post, but it's not going to make it get here faster if I'm just sat here being upset that it's not here. So I will just wait and it'll turn up. But yes, so we've got those 3. Might get some more stitching on this, might get the roof done. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more done on this one. I'll be taking my this downstairs to work on and do some little bits and bobs on there. But after that, once I've done those bits, it'll be back to my We're Properly board. Okay, so that was this month done. Looking to February, they're my goals for February, my stitching goals. One thing I have done in preparation for February, I suppose, this year, because I know February I tend to have sort of struggle a bit with everything getting slower. I think part of that is February is quite a dark month. It's quite dark and cold and dreary. And I think that kind of makes you quite sad, you know, sort of thing as well. But what I did do with my Flosstube videos is I know a lot of people are posting their whip parades, and I'm not going to watch any of them this month. I'm going to keep up with all the January videos, and I'm going to I did go back and watch a few people's like Flossmas videos that I hadn't watched. But then I've kept the whip parade videos for February, so I have a little playlist of just whip parades now, that this month I can go through and sit and watch them instead, because I know a lot of people's whip parades are, you know, I find them quite fun to watch because it's nice to see different whips, especially from designers that I've never heard of. So I thought it would be really nice to keep those. So I've got plenty of videos to be watching for this month, plenty of new things to kind of be looking at and sort of get excited about, and things, sort of listening to what other people's goals are for the year, which can be quite exciting as well, you know, when you're like getting excited for people when they're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and you're like trying to, you know, get really excited with them. So I thought I'll keep those videos ready for this month, so I have plenty of stuff there to watch. So, you know, if I'm feeling a bit down, I can put one of those on and sit and watch that and just have a bit of fun with it. So, but yeah, hopefully February will be a better month for a lot of people. I know January has been really hard. It's difficult for me, sat here in my house in England, in my little room on my cosy chair and do my little stitching, when I know that the rest of the world doesn't have that privilege right now. It's quite scary in a lot of places that really it shouldn't be that scary. Like, you know, I would say the standard, like, oh, I'm not going to get political on this channel, but like, politics to me is like, how often will the bins get collected, or should the council be responsible for painting the white lines on the road? Like, that's politics. Like, not shooting people in the street, that's not a political thing. Like, you don't have a political stance on that. You either believe that, you know, people deserve to exist, or you don't believe that people deserve to exist. And that's not a political thing. That's just, you know, if you're a normal human being or not, and that you know, people shouldn't be scared to go outside. People shouldn't be scared that they might come home and their family's not there. And that shouldn't be happening anywhere in the world. You know, so people fought for our right to be able to live anywhere and believe anything and do, you know, things. So people fought for that. I think we're forgetting. I think we're forgetting too quick. But yeah, hopefully February will be a better month. And March it will get brighter and easier. That was a really rough thing to end on. But that's the world we're in. So know that I love you lots, and I will see you all soon. You can say hello. Why are you wet? Have you been drinking? Right. There we go.